when you go shopping or you have opportunity to go to those places, I believe I learned from that I have to make a list. So today I try as much as possible to make a list before I enter to do any shopping, because I know that once I enter any place and I'm seeing beautiful stuff, I'm seeing nice things, there is a huge tendency for me to start picking things that I do not need. I know that I'm not alone in this. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Beverly Onanye. Today, I guess you can already tell from the title of this video what we are going to be talking about. So let me start by thanking you all that have subscribed to my channel so far. Please do hit on the notification bell if you haven't, so that you can be notified for every video that comes out. And then what else? Share. Please share, like, and comment below. I went with my sister to Poundland, and when we got there, I saw so many beautiful things. Like, I was like, you mean all of this just £1? You know, as a Nigerian, I don't think that sometimes when we enter Poundland, we consider the exchange rate and what um £1 represents in Nigerian naira. So I entered there and I was seeing so many beautiful things, and I was just picking and picking and picking. I was like, oh, this is so nice, this is so cute, this is so this. At the end of the day, I ended up having a box load of junk that I couldn't eventually use. Like, just because it was beautiful and £1 seemed like something one could afford. So I just went ahead and was just picking stuff. When I got back to Nigeria, I discovered a whole lot of those things I couldn't use at all. Gave some of it away. And so what am I saying? Sometimes we feel that, okay, shopaholics or people that are greedy or whatever, it's all about buying expensive stuff, about going to buy so many expensive things that one cannot use. Sometimes people that even have more of the problem are those that don't even have the money, or are even considered maybe frugal in their expenses. When they go to certain places or enter into, yes, when they go to certain places that they see things that seem to be affordable, or people that like to buy things at a bargain, or even okrika, like in Nigeria here now, okrika, or you see things cheaply, you feel like, no, this one I can afford now, so you want to buy plenty of them. The bottom line of all of this is greed. Sometimes we think that it's only those that buy expensive stuff that have a problem. If you are spending your money on inexpensive stuff just because it is inexpensive and you don't really need it, it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing with that person that has spent $1,000 on something, and you're like, $1,000, how can? But you, now that you have just $100, and you go and buy, you see that same item, for instance, at $1, and you now spend the whole $100 buying those things, what are you going to use them and do? So is when you go shopping or you have opportunity to go to those places, I believe I learned from that I have to make a list. So today I try as much as possible to make a list before I enter to do any shopping, because I know that once I enter any place and I'm seeing beautiful stuff, I'm seeing nice things, there is a huge tendency for me to start picking things that I do not need. I know that I'm not alone in this. So my advice to you, my advice to us all, is make a list of things that you need. Write them down. If you don't want to carry a piece of paper, write them on your notepad on your phone. Write them down before you enter that place, before you go anywhere. And even when you didn't plan on shopping, if you don't plan on shopping, I watched a video, I think it was Tolulope Solutions also with her sister-in-law in Dubai, and she was like, let's just go to the mall. And the sister-in-law was like, I've been to all the malls in Dubai. And she was like, yes, you have, but apart from this one, and this one is a bargain mall and all of that. And she was like, there's no point. It takes a whole lot of like discipline, I feel, to get to a point where you're like, I know I could get things at a bargain here, but I know that I don't really need those things right now. So it's better not to go at all than to put myself at risk of spending unnecessarily, even if you have money lying all over, flying all over the place. I think the point of this video is to help us or encourage us to get to a point of discipline in our resources, and pray for ourselves against greed. Because sometimes also when you come from a place where you didn't have much, when you now have a little more than you normally had or you grew up with, the tendency now is to get everything and hold on to everything tight. You don't want to let anything go. Things can be sitting down there in your house and getting bad. I have had those experiences, believe me. I've seen where people will hoard food stuff. You don't need it right now, but you just buy it because you're afraid that you might run out or you might not see it at this price or whatever, and then they just go bad. It's not good. It is something that you can't do it on your own. You can't break out of it on your own, but you have to recognize that there is a problem first, and then seek God for help concerning that issue, and follow his directions, and avoid, just like the scripture says, that if your right eye causes you to sin, you should pluck it out. If your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. If one of your arms causes you to sin, cut it off, and all of that. When you know what the issue is and what your problem is, you avoid such places. Or if you are going there, make a list of what you need. If possible, go with cash. Keep your cards away from you or whatever, and go with cash for the amount you need for such a shopping, and it may help you curtail unnecessary spending. And then also, if you know that you have engaged in such habits in the past, maybe it is time to go back and look at your house, your stockpile. If it is clothing, go and look at them. There is no point keeping a cloth that you have not worn for 2 years in the hopes that you will lose weight to enter into it. Go back to your stockpile of clothing or food or groceries or whatever it is. Go and look at it. If you are not using it, make a habit of maybe yearly or twice yearly, as the case may be, look through your stuff and see those things that you are not using now, you have not used in a while, and there is no likelihood of you using it in the near future, and get rid of them. There are other people, so many people out there who are in need of these things. If you are not using it, there is no point keeping it. Share and grow. And sometimes when you get rid of some of these things, you will now even be able to see what you have clearly. You will now make room for your items to breathe, and it will help you to know what you need and what you do not need. I've seen people that will say, I didn't know I had this, so it's been here for like 4 or 5 years. Like, why? So please, buying because it is cheap does not help you when you don't need it, and buying because you can afford it does not help you when you don't need it. I think it's the same thing I have just said now. Whether it is inexpensive treasures or designer creations, it is still greed. If you don't need it, you don't need it, and you can do without it. I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things. If you've experienced any of these things, if you are not ashamed to share your experiences, please do in the comment section. I'll be glad to help in any way I can. Stay blessed. Make sure you subscribe. Okay? Bye.